a finger, you got to look at the three pointing back at yourself. I'll never forget when it was decided by this five-member body, save you, Mr. Chairman, because you weren't here, that we were going to throw away the selection process for our next county manager and go with Ms. Haas. Commissioner Mann was down there, I was here, there were three other commissioners in the middle, and we were to come together to go through and shortlist resumes, applicants. And it was motioned by the chairman that we throw it away and we tap Ms. Haas. I was kind of left scratching my head wondering how was even, much less considering this, putting this out there publicly, much less considering it. And I remember I had my pile of resumes and the booklet that the headhunter gave us. Commissioner Mann had his down there. Looked across the dais and there's, these three commissioners don't have the same pile of information one would think you'd take to a meeting where you're going to shortlist your applicants. And yet, I think I probably had the same train of thought that Commissioner Mann had, and that is, well, we better get on with this one tight as we can, because that's a powerful position. And so off to the races we went, and then we just started seeing all these personnel decisions being made. Each time I was left scratching my head. And I'm thinking, Karen, I need to just say to you publicly, you know, my days are numbered. We all know that. We know because the voters decided I wasn't suitable to become the next clerk. I'm just going to say I can relate to you because I think you've lost the support of this board. I think maybe in the best interest of the county, you might want to have a discussion with the chairman and negotiate an end to your being the county manager. I really just think we're at that point, and then let us get on with what we need to get on with. And that's just one human being to another, empathizing with your position, and I think you're just not suitable for the job. And that's my prerogative to say, and because of the Constitution of the state, Sunshine Law, and our charter, I have to do that here. As uncomfortable as my voice quivers in the process, I think we need to do that. Because I don't want to go through this long list. We don't need to live through the history of it. Mr. Chairman, I know you've not been here when we chose Ms. Haas, but I think we might have done better to go ahead with a list, have kept her on as interim, as she agreed to do, and not to seek the county manager's permanent position. And I think maybe if she should come to you, hope you'll look upon her many years with the county favorably and see if we can't find a softer way through this problem.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. County attorney items.
None, sir.
Okay. We have public presentation matters by citizens. I have 3 cards. Misty Churley is the first one, followed by Jude Farley.
I was all planning to say good morning, but it's actually good afternoon now.
It is.
And I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice as well. I'm speaking with you today in regards to the shutdown of the Lee County MedStar program and the Lee County EMS in general. March 26, 2005, my daughter was the victim of hit and run, rendering her a quadriplegic. Her survival has been credited to the MedStar program. Within minutes of dispatch, she arrived at Lee Memorial Trauma Center where life-saving treatment was administered. Because of this tragedy, I have an undying admiration for the MedStar crews, paramedics, EMTs, and fire. The facts of the MedStar program are coming out, and quite frankly, they are appalling. I don't want to waste time by going over all of them again. My presence today is to convey the outrage and now clearly the distrust of the MS administration. It is never a good idea to spend countless millions of taxpayer dollars on a very necessary, life-saving program and then walk away from it. When you hear the MedStar teams on the road or the road paramedics speak, it is easy to tell they love what they do. It's in their blood. But what you won't find is one Lee County EMS employee that won't tell you they are not scared for their job. These medics and pilots were some of your greatest assets, and now they have become targets. I was contacted by a former Lee County medic last evening. He has been given numerous awards by Lee County. He has served on many committees for Lee County EMS, and I asked him why he abruptly gave his resignation and left the county a year ago. And this is what he said, and I've got to tell you, I've heard it from hundreds of EMS crew, but I've never heard it the way he put it, and it took my breath away. There is no quality assurance plan. There is a seek and destroy plan. There is a constant barrage of negativity and harassment plan, which has caused the hostile environment that Lee County EMS employees work under today. I found a way out. I will never come back. The taxpayers, these individuals have continually tried to do the right thing. They have put their concerns in writing to the administration, yet not a one of them still holds their position, meaning they've left the county, they've been demoted, they've been forced to retire, or they have been terminated. And that is the real tragedy of the MedStar program. The taxpayers deserve an EMS administration that fosters an atmosphere that welcomes ideas and concerns, one that works for the betterment of EMS and public safety, not one that shoots the messenger. The taxpayers deserve medical flight teams and road paramedics that can focus on life-saving treatments, focus on their performance, and focus on safety. They need not focus on covering for their superiors' failures. If you don't already know, Lee County EMS employees are some of the most highly trained and highly skilled medics and pilots in the state. Lee County taxpayers deserve an EMS administration that can measure up to the same excellence. The taxpayers demand to know why Director John Wilson and Deputy Director Chief Kim Dickerson have not been put on administrative leave until the facts are sorted, as that is Lee County EMS policy. Public Safety Director John Wilson, Deputy Director Chief Kim Dickerson, Deputy Chief Scott Tuttle, Deputy Chief Warren Panum, if they knew about this, they should be fired. If they did not know about this, they should be fired. It is their job. We expect them to know, and we compensate them for it. They need to always be vigilant of public safety and taxpayer dollars. Lee County EMS administration positions are intended to be county serving. When those positions become self-serving, we stand and ask for a change. I am here today to ask for that change. Thank you.
Thank you, Jude Farley. Lastly, but by no means least, Sonny Haas.
Thank you for this honor to speak. My name is Jude Farley. I've been a Lee County employee for 27 years coming this October. I spent all of this time in service on the ground or in the air as a paramedic in the employment of Lee County Emergency Medical Services. Your company, the company that you've dedicated yourself to in the charter for the citizens of Lee County. Over the decades, I've watched various county commission seats, county managers, EMS administrations come and go. I was raised by good parents who taught me respect authoritative structure, but always be aware of human frailty. I cannot judge the people, but the results taken by the current administration are evidence. In nearly 3 decades of my time here, I've never seen a collection of people so detached from its own personnel, so absorbed in itself, and so inept that performing even simple oversight of its own directors is to let an established 30-plus year core service come to such a state. The short current list of items includes the inability to correctly charge for rendered services, which directly affects county coffers, disregarding multiple warnings of staff to actions or inactions, leading to the breakdown of service and morale, loss of highly trained, dedicated, motivated personnel without clear reason or course, loss of dependability of service, directly affecting any fiscal return to the county, all attributed directly to management failure. In all the years I've worked for you here, you've not heard from me in such a forum. However, the way the helicopter service has been dismantled and the dysfunction of the ambulance service, I feel the men and women dedicate themselves to serve here need a voice at this time. And I speak not only of the fiscal, emotional, and organizational disruption to me and my family, but to more than a score of other seasoned Lee County professionals at MedStar abruptly disregarded as yesterday's trash. I do not regret my choice to remain a point-of-care provider for close to 3 decades. The opportunity to work with these kind of professionals, especially at MedStar, has fueled my passion here. However, since the so-called safety stand down nearly a year ago, the perception of intimidation and harassment from administration has continued to grow. It grieves me that after 27 years, that on this day, these are the words that you must hear from me. But I pray that you investigate this as more than a problem or just dispute amongst personnel, and regain some direction for the once excellent service that used to be Lee County Emergency Medical Services, including MedStar. Thank you.
Sonny?
God bless you all.
Thank you.
Please, folks, we don't.
Good morning, folks. For the record, Stephen Patrick Haas, 2002 Roosevelt Avenue, Lehigh Acres, Florida. Shocked to read Friday morning, Thursday's admission came after several news press public. Of 2011, after working a horrific traffic accident on Charleston Park, right in front of Charleston Park, myself, Henry County EMS, one fabulous Lee County EMS employee on an Alva fire truck, an understaffed fire service from Alva, 4 units from Lee County EMS, no MedStar, and no help with our partners in Henry County because they were involved in a call. I followed the chain of command, Mr. Chairman. I asked for a meeting with Commissioner Frank Mann, which we got scheduled promptly, and the county manager, Karen Haas. Chief Dickerson called me immediately and asked why. We talked about the issues. The small issues were taken care of. I'm glad I've spent all morning here. I'm apologizing for being in my work clothes and not in a shirt and tie. You guys deserve that respect, but I'm roofing now. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You seem to know the facts, but you plead ignorance, that you don't know nothing. The manager and I spent almost an hour and a half in your office. You were a no-show. Chris Berry took 4 pages of notes, didn't she? She did. And we talked about all of the issues on a broad stroke spectrum: communication, cooperation, consolidation, MedStar issues, sir. It fell on deaf ears. Not a phone call from you saying, I wasn't a candidate. You're still my commissioner. We're still friends. We call each other names.
Don't count on it.
I beg of you, sir. Good. Good. But understand this, when you win, I will be here whipping you like a plow mule, sir. Do your job.
Civil. I'm going to ask to end the conversation.
Yes, sir. Please do your job. That's all I ask. Don't lie. Don't put this on a soapbox. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you.
That's all the cards that I have. Seeing no